Time now for Talk of the Town, and I'm joined by Nick Rothschild when we're talking about the head coaching situation in the NHL. Nick, and as it turns out, Denver, Colorado is the epicenter
apparently
for the head coaching talk in the NHL. We've got Jared Bednar, future still not officially announced by the Avalanche. We should know some clarity coming this week. And David Carl over at DU is, well, the number one candidate for the Maple Leafs job and has been contacted by other teams as well. That's the way it goes when you lose in the Western Conference Finals with the number one seed and the best team ever in Avalanche history, and you don't make it to the finals, as Jared Bednar said. When his cup are bust and you bust, this is what happens. People want you fired.
There does come a point when you just need fresh voices in the locker room, but I just don't know if we've met that quota or we're at that point with Jared Bednar. I mean, Nate McKinnon said it before the playoffs started. He wouldn't want to play for a different coach. I think that's a very knee-jerk decision if they decide to let Jared Bednar go after what just happened.
If you're going to get rid of the most successful coach in Avalanche history, you better have somebody in mind,
no doubt,
and in line to take that job. Who's better than Bedsy? Who is that? Bruce Cassidy, who got fired by the Golden Knights?
Right.
Is it Adam Foote, the former Avs legend? Patrick Waz out there? I don't think there's anybody out there that is better than Jared Bednar. So, to me, Bednar stays unless David Carl agrees to take the job. Now, that's the whole wild card. Carl told you, actually, last year when he signed his extension that, the NHL, I'm not interested in going. There are people, coaches in the NHL, that would trade with me at the situation I have at DU. And reports are he has turned down an offer from the Maple Leafs. So if David Carl's not coming in, then I'm sticking with Bedsy, and he stays at DU, and nothing changes. We're back to square one. Bedsy with the Avs and Carl with DU.
But if you think about the way that the Avs season went, yeah, that Vegas Knights series got sideways quick, but you were missing Cale Makar, who's probably your best player. Nate McKinnon has the freak injury. Brock Nelson had 3 points in the entire playoffs and none against the Knights, so one of your highest paid players didn't show up. I just don't see why that's Bednar's fault. The power play is a mess. That lands on Bednar ultimately. He's the head coach. But as it relates his ability to lead the team, I think he's still the right guy for the job. And David Carl, you're going to have to pry him away from DU. Right. You're going to have to rip it away from his cold, dead fingers. There's no way he's leaving the Pioneers.
Now let's talk Nuggets a little bit. We know that David Adelman is coming back, but they've got to do some things as well. They kind of like the Avs ran into the T-Wolves, who were built to beat them. And they just didn't have the complete team. I mean, Cam Johnson, Christian Brown, to me, are expendable. I think they got to re-sign Peyton Watson, who is kind of the player that they were missing in the playoffs. And I got to give Aaron Gordon one more year. I know he was injured a lot during the regular season. Again, in and out of the playoffs, not a factor. But he's earned his way to one more chance. If he can't stay healthy again next year, then you got to move on from Gordon. But I'm still sticking with Jamal. Yes, don't trade Jamal, in my opinion. Jamal, Joker, and Gordon as the core.
The Peyton Watson thing is interesting to me because what did David Adelman say after the season was over was the biggest thing that bit them in the butt against the Timberwolves? It was ball handling. They didn't have a secondary ball handler, and the pressure from the Timberwolves and the length created turnovers and issues with them even getting the ball up the court if Jamal Murray wasn't just completely playing his best every night. So what do you do there? I think if you want to upgrade the ball handling, the stuff that Adelman needs, you're going to have to do that with veteran buyouts or veteran minimum type players and someone who can at least hold on to the ball and has confidence in doing that. Peyton Watson is not that player. Paying a lot of money for another up-and-comer, we saw how that worked with Christian Brown. Man, I don't know if I want to do that again.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Sadly enough, the Stanley Cup final goes on. It's on ABC and Denver 7. Game 1 is Tuesday night at 6, and I'm still sick to my stomach. The Avs are not in it. We have the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Woo! It hurts bad. Anyway, you can watch every game of the finals on Denver 7. And we have every game of the NBA finals on Denver 7 as well, without the Nuggets, who were once a favorite to make it to the finals. Ending the regular season on a 12-game winning streak, poof! They disappeared in round 1. So we have the Spurs and Knicks. Game 1 Wednesday night, 6 o'clock on Denver 7.